Hello there, and today I learned that the occupants of North Sentinel Island are actually from Africa, even though it's in the Bay of Bengal, thousands of miles away. If you're new here, my name is James, and on this channel we talk about things I've learned today. If it sounds like something you're interested in and you want to learn every single day, give the video a like and subscribe as well. Now, let's have a little bit of a background story on North Sentinel Island. It's a place on Earth which is in the Bay of Bengal, which is kind of north of the Indian Ocean. And it is literally thousands and thousands of miles away from the coast of Africa. However, the people on there have not been, well, they're not accustomed to the world that we know and we live in today. They're kind of cut off, and basically, the governments around the world don't want you going there and interacting with them because it's the last civilization that's cut off from the world. And it's often thought that how did these people get here? Well, it actually turns out they are from Africa, but how did they get there? Did they sail on a boat? No. Did they walk on water? No. Did they swim? No. How did they get there then? Well, it turns out that thousands upon thousands of years ago, the sea levels were much lower, and Africa was easily walkable to North Sentinel Island. So all these years ago, wherever they came from in Africa decided they were going to go on a trek. It sounds trivial, I know, but they trekked and trekked and trekked, and they made their way all the way to North Sentinel Island, or what we know as North Sentinel Island today. Over time, sea levels rose, which ultimately meant the people on this island that had made it that far were cut off and they couldn't get back. So that's how the people of North Sentinel Island are actually from Africa, even though they've never left the island. Their descendants came from Africa when the sea levels were much, much lower. And I think it goes without saying that this has happened a bunch of different times over the course of history, because water levels are always rising, falling, rising, falling, whatever. They say global warming is a reason for the sea levels going up, but I guess that's down to how you perceive it. I actually did a video a couple of weeks ago about how Africa is splitting into two, and I think this kind of comes back to that as well, because if Africa does indeed split into two, there is going to be a lot of water displacement, because that water has got to go somewhere else, and if it fills a gap between Africa, then the sea level is actually going to drop just a little bit. I mean, it's not going to be noticeable, I don't think, but logically it would drop. So again, if it's dropping, at some point it's going to rise up again. And are humans doing that? I don't know. We've kind of gone off topic, I guess. But it's fascinating to know that those people on North Sentinel Island that don't know anything about the rest of the world actually came from Africa. So they trekked thousands and thousands of miles. I'm not saying they literally walked, where the Indian Ocean is, because the sea level wasn't that low. They would have trekked all the way around, probably through the Middle East, through India, parts of Asia, and then down to North Sentinel Island. So they would have trekked that way. So that's a long, long way to walk. If you learn something new, like I say, give the video a like, and the subscribe button is just down below if you want to subscribe and learn something new every day with me. I do appreciate you watching this 3-minute video, because they usually are about 3 minutes. Hopefully I do see you in one of my next ones, but until then, thank you so much for watching and take care.